My guests today are Mike Leff, the Vice President of AT&T Public Sector Defense. Mike, welcome to the discussion.
Thanks, Jason, for having us.
My other guest is Rob Dapkowitz, the Vice President of AT&T Public Sector Civilian. Rob, welcome to the discussion as well.
Jason, thanks for having us back.
Let's maybe look at a little deeper the benefits. Adapt your network when needed. So if you need more, you need less. But it's also, hey, I need an application or I found a security vulnerability. And I think that's why DoD is probably so enthralled with software-defined networking. So maybe talk a little bit about the where that's coming into play now as DoD upgrades their networks.
Sure. So DoD is sort of at I think, an inflection point with respect to where and how they're going to be making investments in the future. Right? Budgets remain constrained around their information technology and communication systems. And so what I believe you'll see is it's a natural path for them as they start to swap out their legacy systems. You're going to see a very significant movement. In fact, you see a lot of acquisitions on the street today around really trying to consolidate and have DoD move to the cloud. Well, the only way to be cloud enabled is if you have a network that is ultimately going to be software defined and orchestrated. And so by moving to the cloud and by having a software defined network capability, that ultimately is going to position DoD to really focus on, I think, one of the critical enablers to really make them successful, and that is around artificial intelligence. And that whole AI piece is driven by being able to move mission critical workloads to the cloud, to move out of silos, and to actually start to look at all this torrent of data and make good decisions.
I think when you go back to the broad topic of software defining a network, there is a lot of efficiencies to be gained. Number one, you're able to converge multiple networks into one singular network. Number two, you're able to change I'll call it the investment cycle, from one that I used to call a shark tooth, where you invest, you utilize them to a point, and then you have to invest again. And so when you software define, you actually are able to enable what we call on-demand capabilities that grow more on a linear cycle, right? And by the way, that's also buy the drink or pay as you go, if you will. All of that, by the way, is very attractive, right? When you look at the federal government and how those budgets and those cycles have been progressing over the last several years, right? It's a predictable model versus one that is very unpredictable. It is one that's OpEx versus CapEx. And oh, by the way, if you want to upgrade your capabilities, it's a software push rather than a truck roll and a hardware replacement. But those agencies who embrace and are able to accelerate the transformational aspect of what EIS brings to the table will really and truly unlock the value